this is Rosa Kelly, and I'm here with my completed journal that I did a tutorial for a couple days ago. And this is going to be a design team project for Mrs. Cox Designs on Etsy, and the collection that I'm using is called Romance and Roses, and you get 3 sheets of different vintage ladies and couples images. So I'm more using the beautiful vintage ladies, and then the paper that I'm using is very vintage and very elegant. It's called Haberdashery from the Paper Studio, and I did a whole video showing the paper more in detail. So if you saw my tutorial, you'll know that I use a cereal box as my cover. I love how cereal boxes are very flexible, and then you can expand your journal as much as you want. Then I'm also embellishing my journal with some buttons. So these are some vintage buttons that I had on my stash. And then this beautiful button here, I picked up a little package of buttons on Tuesday morning some time ago. So that's how that one looks like. It has a really pretty design in there. And then here I'm using some different trims that I had on my stash. And this is a beautiful piece of fabric that I also had on my stash. I love the flowers on the fabric here. And then for the back, again, the beautiful paper and more of this vintage crochet lace. I'm also using these cute little metal corner pieces, and those I got at Michael's. And then so here I have a closure, and just using some seam binding. And you will find in this journal that I'm using different fabrics and buttons as my, pull tabs kind of thing. I really love how this looks on the side there. And again, the paper is just beautiful. So I didn't want to cover this image here of the clock with the bird. I love it, so I skip that. So over here you'll see that I first cut out the images from Mrs. Cox Designs, and I just added them to my page with some Mod Podge. And then I did coffee dye the paper, and when I coffee dye this paper, I put a paper doily on top. So I don't know if you can see the paper doily. Kind of hard to see on the video, but it looks really pretty. And then also I stamp a lot using the vintage distress ink from Vintage Photo from Tim Holtz. And again, more of the beautiful images from Mrs. Cox Designs. And so over here I make several little booklets just using the coffee dye paper, just so we can add a lot of journaling. I'm doing this journal for a swap mini album scraps. So I'm gonna put the website down below if you guys like to join. My friend Julia, it's one of the administrators, Julia and Mary, and they do a wonderful job coming out with a lot of different swap themes, and so you guys will love that if you like to do swaps. Also, I'm adding these little, what do you call this? Like a book holder, placeholder. And I'm using this very pretty cameo piece. And I had this on my stash, and I know it's kind of blurry, but it has some shine to it, some rhinestones. It's just so cute. And I thought it went really good with the theme. So I do like to have on my journals a lot of room for, embellishing when you're actually journaling. But because this one is not actually for me, I did stamp and add a little bit more decoration that I normally would do. So over here, another little booklet, and then more of the pretty images from Mrs. Cox. And again here, and this one is left open a little bit, so something can tag under. And then again, different stamping. And then I made this little pocket here. This is actually binder paper that after I coffee dye, you don't really see the lines, but I do love how you can see the pink fading away here on the paper. I really like that. So I'm using some pink This is pink and white twine to do my binding for my signatures. I love that color. So more different stamping here. And then I created different pockets, and then just to stamp the different little, you know, kind of journaling areas, and just put some buttons to embellish. And then I love the pull tabs here with the buttons too. Again, look how pretty this paper is. It's got a lot of shimmery, shiny to it. And then I also love the distress stamping around. I also use some of these Tim Holtz, what do you call these, ephemera, you know, just butterflies and birds. And yeah, so then here I made this little booklet using another image from Mrs. Cox. So beautiful, look at that. And so this is just a little booklet that I made, and just a stitch. It's got some different sheets here. And so yeah, so this was really fun to make, these little books. And that tucks in right there. So that's the end of the first signature, and this is the second one, and this was one of my favorite pages too. So I made some belly bands using my crochet trim, and then I did a little booklet here, more of that Tim Holtz ephemera, and this one actually opens up, and lots of room for different journaling. I love these little booklets. These are really fun. These were really fun to make. So just put different ones together, and then just put some seam binding through, and really fun to make. Okay, so more of the images that are left a little bit open, and on this one you can kind of tell paper doily a little bit more when I layer them. And so more stamping. This one says, in dreams we catch glimpses of life larger than our own. And look how pretty this bird, the paper was really pretty. Okay, so more of these little booklets, some buttons, stamping. Then this is a little paper bag that I also coffee dyed, and I just have two different, these are from my scraps, so I just put them right here. Another pretty image and some stamping, just very simple. So lots of room for my swap partner to do her own thing and embellish it as she likes. Then I'm using some of the scrap pieces just to make a little design here, and another vintage button. Then here I have these, that is like a little booklet. Well, not a booklet, but you know, just place for journaling, just like that. Another one of these cute little journaling places, and the image, so pretty. And then I just make like a file folder little pocket in here, a belly band, and this is just a place for, you know, to add some notes. And again, with the buttons, I really like, you know, when I like something, I really go all out with the same kind of thing. So I love those buttons, and they're all different too, which is really cool. So more stamping and more ephemera from Tim Holtz, paper doily. And then here another little booklet with another beautiful image. And yeah, so like I said, these ones were really fun to make. And then this is my last signature here. Oh, and then I'm also using these buttons kind of like as a holder for this long envelope things. And so here we can journal, we can add pictures. I just thought they were really fun, and I love how this looks with the button. I did more stamping, cute little birds. I love how the stamping is like almost look like it's part of the paper, very kind of like fading into the coffee dye paper. And this is another page that's so pretty. So over here what I did is I just used my scraps and made like just glue them on the top and bottom to create kind of like a, I don't know what you call this, but you can tack things under. So I thought that was kind of cool. And so yeah, again, another little booklet, and I just stamped the cute little bird in there. So I'm putting this in here, but she can add more stuff into that if she likes. This is another paper bag with another beautiful image and a little booklet as well. So that's that thing right there. And so yeah, so really fun to make. I love that. The binding came out really fast, but then the actual, you know, embellishing did take me a long time because I always never know what to do, and I'm still very new to the jungle journal thing, and I haven't really done a vintage one, so it was really fun. So I made this little envelope here, and then again I added that button, and then just a little piece of my scraps. She can add more things if she likes, and then a butterfly here. So I really like this envelope, how that came out. And then here, more of that pretty paper with the chairs, more stamping. And you know what, I actually think I stamped this upside down, but you can't really tell because the font is just so tiny. And more of that paper doily. And then here at the end I put a little paper bag, so maybe they can store something in here. And I did put the image of the couple there because it's just too cute. So yeah, so that is my journal, and I hope that you guys enjoy the video and enjoy the process of me making these. If you haven't seen it, I will put the link down below just in case you want to make your own. And so yeah, so I really hope my partner likes this journal, and I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.